We begin in Nigeria's Niger Delta, where Governor Siminalayi Fubara on Thursday stormed the Rivers State House of Assembly quarters amid the political crisis rocking the state. There was tight security around the area as the Rivers State governor visited the quarters where the Martin Amawule-led legislators meet. Now, the governor said he was at the place as the governor of the state as he took a 3-minute walk around the premises before leaving. His visit came on the heels of a fresh crisis in the Rivers State House of Assembly. Some lawmakers loyal to the governor had on Wednesday elected the member representing the Boni constituency, Victor Okojombo, as their speaker. Now, joining me on the news to discuss this further is former special advisor to former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike Opunabo Inkotaria. Hello, Inkotaria. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
All right, so we understand that the governor has stormed the state's House of Assembly. Do you sense tension rising in the state?
Well, why the governor is at the state or was at the State House of Assembly is unbeknownst. I mean, to me, I'm not quite aware of reasons for going to the assembly, but he's the governor of the state and reserves the right to visit anywhere he deems fit and necessary. On the issue of tension in the state, of course, we all know that there are relentless efforts by minions. I'm talking of those that are loyal to the FCT minister to incite intifada in the state, that is crisis, uprising, insurrection in the state. And don't forget that the minister had said, boasted that he was going to make the state ungovernable even though the impeachment wasn't going to work. So there are relentless efforts to ensure that the state remains ungovernable. But we Rivers people are also hell-bent to ensure that they don't succeed in their bid to make the state ungovernable for the governor.
All right, now, there doesn't seem to be any clarity as to where the election that produced Okojombo was held or members of the assembly that elected him. Now, as an active politician, or if I should say a concerned citizen, do you know any of the details?
Well, I'm not seized of the facts, but let us also not forget. Sorry, are you done?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Are you done? Okay. I'm not seized of the facts, but let us also not forget that these are legislative matters and it is within the virus, the powers of the House to elect members. We have just about 3 or 4 members of the House. And in the last 1 year or thereabout, let me not say 1 year, say a few months ago, the former speaker defected to the APC. And you are also aware of the law on defection. If there is no crisis in the party, or if the parties don't meld and you defect, you've automatically lost your seat. It's self-executory. And so the House at a point was rudderless. There was no speaker, and that's why when they keep talking of the laws, they keep talking of amendment and so on. It's just funny. It's flip-flambery because they don't even have the locus to talk of making laws for the River State. And so the other 3 legislators probably would have felt, well, we cannot continue. The governor cannot appoint fresh commissioners. There are certain things that he cannot do without the imprimatur of the House of Assembly. And this is hampering government. You know what I mean. And so it is on that strength, I believe, these lawmakers would have resolved to ensure that they have a speaker for the smooth running of the House, for the smooth operation of the House. Because by virtue of the defection of these other 26 or 27 members or thereabout, which including the Speaker of the House, the former Speaker of the House of Assembly, that's Martin Amewule, there was no speaker. And don't forget that Edison Ehie, who was recognized by a court in Port Harcourt, the Federal High Court, the Court of Competent Decision, also resigned and is now the chief of staff to the governor. So you need a speaker. You need a speaker, and that's why probably they elected Okojombo, who is now the new speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly.
All right, now looking at how the governor surprised them during the meeting, can you say that this development...
Looking at how the governor did what?
Surprised them during the meeting. He showed up. Can you say that the development might be a response to the opposition APC's directive to the 27 assembly members to impeach Governor Fubara?
Like I just said here, this issue of response to is neither here nor there because they don't even have the locus. They are not members of the House. They are just impostors. So who is going to commence impeachment proceeding? That's the question. That's the issue. That's a conundrum. By virtue of the defection, even when the governor signed that 8-point agenda, some of us excoriated him because Mr. President is not above the law. Mr. Governor is not above the law. It's like the governor going to sign the sale of government house to somebody, and you think we're going to keep quiet. We're not going to keep quiet. So whether Mr. President says allow them to return or not, it's immaterial because they are decided cases, and it's also a constitutional matter. So the issue of calling on the 27 or 26 lawmakers to impeach the governor is neither here nor there. It's flambery. It's far from eclipse of reason and poverty of logic because they are not members of the House as we speak. Even the issue, they say the matter is even in court. The law is self-executory. It says immediately you defect, save these two reasons. Once you defect, you have lost your seat unless you have crisis in the party and there was no schism in the party. Don't forget the first time they say Senator Yang, because the matter he had with somebody when he wanted to contest for the governorship of his state. That is no crisis in the party. Then the next one, they came up with the most reasonable reason that they defected because of President Tinubu's style of leadership. These are not known in law. Yes. On what grounds are they defecting? The ground for defection is well spelled out. It's lucid. So from the day they defected, they are no longer members of the House of Assembly. The issue of going to court is not even necessary. It's not even necessary because you even have a Supreme Court judgment on it. You're going to court for the Supreme Court to reverse itself for what? Or unless you want to, from Supreme Court, you want to go to heaven to appeal to God. So it's unnecessary. So the whole essence is just to instigate crisis in the state. That's the whole essence. They cease to be members of the House of Assembly long ago, from the very day they defected.
Is there an end in sight for this crisis, enough for tangible governance to be felt by the citizens?
It is the earnest wish of Rivers persons to see the cessation of hostilities. And I also strongly believe that it's also the earnest wish of the governor to ensure the end of this crisis. Well, you see, we don't know why the use of wicked faction is relishing the crisis that is going on in the state. Why they revel in it? Simply because you have a misunderstanding with the governor. You want to make the state ungovernable. He kept vaunting left, right, and center. I bought funds for all of them. That in itself is criminal. Whose money did you use to buy the funds for everybody? Is that democracy? That is antithetical to democratic practice and principles. How can you buy funds for everybody? You can vaunt it. You can say, I kept in there. So because of there's this bile, there's this anger in him that because the governor has refused to capitulate, the governor has refused to put his own interests above the interests of the state. He's now angry he wants to ensure that you have a crisis in the state so that the state will be ungovernable for Governor Sim Fubara. But we are not going to accept that. We are going to resist it.
All right, well, thank you so much.
If you talk of, but let me say one thing. Why you also have the new Speaker of the House of Assembly, like I told you, there are certain decisions that must come from the House of Assembly. There are certain things that, permissions that must be granted by the House of Assembly. Like, for example, the appointment of commissioners. He has not appointed fresh commissioners since this whole thing started. So you need the House of Assembly to function. And without a speaker, how will the House of Assembly function? So they need a new speaker, and that's how the speaker emerged. He is willing to reach accommodation. He has said it, that there is nothing that is too much no price that is too much for peace. He's willing, but these other ones are not willing. And that is the problem we're having in the state.
Well, let's hope that, an end to the crisis is found soon enough. Thank you so much.
It will be in the interest of everybody.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining us and speaking to us on this.